guys, it's Sarah, and we are going to get started on a new mini album that I plan to do for 2019. And I am channeling my inner Nicole Jones. So this is an album that Nicole Jones did last year for 2018, and she's doing it again this year for 2019. And the second I saw her do her first one last year, I was like, yes, all the yeses. This has to happen for me too. I have to do an album like this. So I'm totally copying her. And I'm going to do an album on all the books that I read in 2019. I am a big reader, you guys. If you've been around at all, you should probably know that. I read every single day, and I read an average of 8 to 10 books a month. So I read a lot. And I thought it would be fun to document what I read each year in an album. Otherwise, the only documentation I have is on Goodreads. So I thought it'd be fun to do this for a year and see how I like it. And this year is a good year to start because I definitely want to do some more mood reading this year versus, picking a ton of books to read a month and then only reading those. I kind of want to pick up whatever I feel like it on a whim more often. So I'm planning to do that this year. So I thought that would be a good way to, it's a good year to start this project because I think it's going to be less structured for me, which is something I need for sure, and something I'm craving. So let me show you today what I'm going to use, and we're going to do my opening page as well. And then here in a couple days, I will have what I read in January because I have already, completed those books. So for the album, I'm going to use this album, which is a Studio Calico handbook. I've had this for a while. This has some script on the cover. It's a cloth. The spine is black. The blatch is like an aqua color or like a mint green. And I've just had this for a while and I haven't used it for anything. I was gonna use it for my one little word, but I'm not doing that project anymore, so it didn't make sense to keep it for that. But I already have page protectors in here for just about everything I would probably need if I meet my goals this year. So I have an opening for my cover, and then I have a mix between the other page protectors. I don't have any more full in here because I don't plan to do any more fulls, but just a mix between all the other different types of page protectors in here. And I have enough to fit 100 books in here. And that is 2 books per side. So 2 books here, 2 books here, 2 books here. 100 books is my goal this year. So if I meet that goal, everything will fit in here perfectly. And that's the album that I'm going to be using. And I like that there's a script on it because, like books, writing, all that good stuff. Okay, so for other things, I'm definitely going to work on Project Life cards, so I'll bring those over in a second, but let me just show you some of the other like embellishments I plan to use on the regular for this. So the big thing is what Nicole did was she numbered her books, and I really like the way that she did it, and she used, like a stamp to do that. So I grabbed a stamp that is going to work well for me, and I went ahead and already stamped out 100 of these little books. So as you can see, they're little open books. They do have little lines on them. I stamped these out using some gray Cloudy Sky StazOn ink. That's what it is. This is when I was testing things out to see what I wanted to use. So Cloudy Gray StazOn is the ink that I used to stamp all these out. And then I have number stamps that I have sitting on my desk that I use on all the time. And I'm going to stamp the number of the book. So I'm just going to put them in order. So I already went ahead and stamped all those out, and I'll just cut out as many as I need each month. So those are all ready for me to go. This little stamp came from this Clearly Kelly stamp set, and this is called, I don't know if it has a name. It says Clearly Kelly Stamp on the Go. I don't see a name for the set, but it's this little book here. So that is the one that I'm using for it. I'm also going to keep this handy because there's a whole, like it's all book related. So, and I like that there's a little Kindle too, because I do read on my Kindle as well. So I may use that if I read a Kindle book. Maybe I'll use that somewhere. So that's fun. Other stamp sets I pulled. This is an Ellie Studio stamp set. And again, there's just not any title on there. So, but it has book review, you know, star ratings and little books and all that stuff. So we'll see what I end up using that. I will probably end up using this favorite. Like if I read one that's kind of one of my favorites so far, I'll probably use that. And then I also have this Harry Potter stamp set from Kelly Purkey as well, because I am currently reading a Harry Potter book and I'll probably read one or two this year. So I'm going to keep that handy. And I think that's it for the stamp sets. Besides this one here, which is part of a Kelly Purkey kit that I got a long time ago. And I'm probably going to end up using this little star, this little 5-star thing here to rate it. And then they have a little fill-in star too. So I will like do the outline and then fill in how many stars I give each book. So I'm probably going to use that for that on each book. And there is book cards and stuff in here too. I don't know if I'll end up using them for this particular project or not. We'll just have to see. I kind of more want to use some of my Project Life cards first. This one here is going to go on my cover page. It's just a girl with a stack of books all around her, which I thought was cute. And then this one I also plan to use on my cover page too. There's rows of books here, so I'm going to cut a strip off there and use that. And then I just pulled some random stuff here. This is from Scraptastic Club, and it's called Bookworm, and it's washi tape that has a whole bunch of books, you know, book things. This is a little card that says Certified Book Addict. I'll probably put this on my cover page as well. I'll cut that out. And then I have some embellishments that are book themed. They're die cuts and embellishments, and these were sent to me by my friend Jamie. And like everything in here is book themed. So much in here. Lots of die cuts, lots of fun stuff. So I'm going to dig through these and use some of these up on my layouts as well. And I'm excited to, you know, start using up some of those things there. So I'm going to go ahead and put these back in here real quick, and then I will show you a couple other things. One thing I did pull is this Create 365, the Happy Planner stickers. These are for planners basically, but I don't use them in my planner. So, but they're small little stickers that I could use for whatever, you know. So I would like to use up a bit of this in this album. So I'm going to keep those handy for sure. Okay, and let's see. So Project Life cards, I'm using all of them. Like I'm going to go through, I'm probably going to do a thing where I pick my cards before I turn on the camera, because that's going to be a process to pick out my cards here, because I don't have mine separated by kits like this anymore. They're all in here. And that's just because I was really trying to consolidate my supplies. So because of that, I have, you know, as you can see, I have to go through a lot. It's going to be mostly 3x4 cards. So I really have to work on, you know, picking these cards, and they're going to be based on, I'm going to show you an example here. So these are 2 book covers that I have printed, and I'm going to try to match the colors of the covers and, you know, colors that are used in the books with the card. I'm going to try to do that as much as I possibly can. So that's going to take me a little bit of time to, you know, find the cards that I'm happy with. And it's not going to be as easy of a process as Nicole's, because Nicole does have her Project Life kit still like this. I only have one still together like this, you know. So it's easier for her to go through her, she just grabs a kit and goes. I don't have that option because I broke everything down. And so it's going to take me a little bit more time. So I think I'm probably going to have to pick my cards before I turn on the camera, just to save myself some, you know, filming time. But I do plan to go through here and, you know, pick out cards that are going to work with the book covers, and then a corresponding card to write my journaling for each book. So that's just going to take a little bit of extra love, which is totally fine with me. You know, it's something I can do off camera, but that's probably going to be the only part of the process that you really don't see, is me picking out my cards. But this is what I'm going to be picking out of every month. I also have my die cuts sitting here next to my desk, like all of them, and I'm going to be going through those and trying to make a dent in those as well, because I'll be embellishing all of the cards that I am writing and doing my journaling on. I may do a little bit of embellishment on the book cover card, possibly. It depends. I don't want to cover up any of the cover at all, so we'll just have to see how that goes. But if I can throw like a flower on there here and there, I'll do that. But okay, so I think that's it for, what I'm using for this project overall. And I'm going to go ahead and do my cover page right now. I'm going to do my cover page and then my goals. So I do have reading goals that I set every year, and I will do that on the back side of the 6x8. So I'm going to go ahead and get those done, and then come back very soon with what I read in January. Like in, the next week or so, I'll have the first video up for this one. So I hope you guys are excited about this project. I am super, super excited, and I'm going to go ahead and get started right now.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the supplies that I had already pulled for the beginning of my album. And I have this scrap piece of paper that I just really liked all those colors and how blocky they are going, horizontally like that. And I have this little piece of paper that is stamped, and it says, read, relax, repeat. So I cut down a little strip of that. I have these books that look like they're on a bookshelf, which is perfect. So I'm gonna cut off a strip of that to go along the bottom. And I don't remember what line this paper is from with the books on it. I'm not sure. I want to say maybe pink paisley, but I'm not positive. So if anyone knows, let me know down below. I just can't remember off the top of my head. And then I had a little vellum piece there that is embossed, and it says Sarah's Nightstand on it, which was made by my friend Jamie, and that is the name of my booktube channel. So which is where I talk about books. That's just the name of the channel. So I thought it'd be fun to put that on there too, because that's where I talk about all these books that I'm about to talk about now. And then I'm cutting into that card there that I had printed. I don't remember where I got that one, but it says Certified Book Addict. So I just only wanted that circular piece, so I went ahead and punched that out. And then I'm going to use these Studio Calico letter stickers for the word books, and it has print on them. And then I'm going to use these mini markets here to spell out I read in, and then I will use some number stickers to put 2019, and these are from Kelly Perky. So that's going to be my title of the album. So I really like the way everything is going to lay together here. So I'm going to put the circle right here to kind of unite all of those corners there, and then go ahead and put my title down. I just really like the way it all fits. And putting it on this wax paper first really helps to be able to make sure everything's going to fit right. You can move things around, make sure everything's going to be, and then you haven't fully committed yet. So I love using wax paper this way, and then the stickers don't stick to them permanently, so it's nice. All right, so I have that down, and I'm trying to think of what else I'm going to do. So I'm going to pull out my supplies that I have. And I'm gonna choose a couple of die cuts from these little die cuts that Jamie made me, and I'm trying to think of what I want. And then I see one here, and it says, let me see, a house is not a home without books, and I really like that sentiment, obviously. I'm gonna look for something to stick up on top here, and I really like the colors in here. I don't like the black though, so I'm going to cut the black off and just use the two color kind of that are the peachy and pink tones. I'm going to stick this right on top, and then I'm going to cut this part off, and then I will have the sentiment right there. And I really like the way that that looks. I think I'm done, but I'm not. I'm going to go back at the end and add something else in there. And then for the back side, it already had this pattern, and I really liked it. And I'm going to use this to write out my goals, my reading goals for the year. So I have the word goals up there from my sticker book here. And then this little die cut says track, and it has the days of the week, which I thought was kind of cool. So I'm going to stick that right underneath the goals. And then I am going to pull out all these cute little books. They're like little books that have faces on them and they're smiling. And then some are like ebooks. And then I have a couple of circled ones, you know, one's a Kindle, one's an open book, one's a pair of glasses. So I just thought those were adorable. And I'm going to use these next to each one of my goals, which I will write out and spread across. So I'm just going to stick them down. I have 10 goals overall, and I end up not putting one of them on there, but then I replace it with the number of books I wanted to read this year. So the way that I did my goals was kind of weird. Like, you know, I had specific goals written down, and then I also have a Goodreads goal. You know, I track all my reading on Goodreads, and, you know, I have a number that I strive for every year. And for some reason that wasn't in my official goals, and I don't know why, but I do add that at the end. So I'll have to show you that in another video, just because I do it completely off camera after the fact. But, so I'm writing them all down, and I can talk about them a little bit here. So one is to utilize my library a lot. I don't utilize my library enough at all. So that's something that I want to do this year. I've already started. And then let's see. I'm trying to read them from here, but it's hard. I have a top 9 of 2019. I picked 9 books that I want to read. I want to work on the Great American Reads book list and the books that I received from some of my friends for Advent this year. We did a big Advent book exchange, and that was fun. So I want to make sure I read some of those, which I've already started. And I actually finished a Great American Reads book today, so doing pretty good on that so far, I think. And I also want to read review books quickly. I get review books from publishers, which I'm very fortunate to be able to have that, and I want to make sure that I read them, you know, in a timely manner for them. So that's a goal of mine as well. I also have, let's see, I want to read some books that my subscribers recommend to me, because I get recommendations from them all the time, and I kind of keep a list, and I want to start actually like reading some of those this year. Let's see, I'm trying to read as I'm going. Some genres I want to get more into is science fiction, true crime, middle grade, and historical fiction. So those are some genres I'm kind of looking at. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. I want to mood read more, so not have my reading quite so structured. I'm pretty bad at structuring my reading, and then, you know, not just being able to pick up whatever I want to whenever I want to. And then I also have, you know, I want to have less books on my to read list at the end of the year than I do at the beginning of the year. That's a whole like numbers type thing. So, and then afterwards I will add that I want to read 100 books this year. That's my number. That's my goal. And then I think I'm done. And then I saw this stamp and went, man, I wanted to put that on the opening page, because it's this girl with a stack of books all around her. So I don't know why I forgot to stamp her out and put her on there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. But I'm stamping her on some white cardstock, and I will put her, I'm going to cut her out and then put her on here. And I'm leaving her black and white right now. I haven't decided if I'm going to go back and try to color her in or not. I kind of feel like if I did, it would be too much color. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. When I put it down, let me know if you think she needs to be colored in, or like if she looks better without the color. As of right now, she's not. So, I'm just not quite sure if I should or not. I don't want it to overwhelm the page at all, since it does have some color going on, you know, behind it. So you guys let me know what your thoughts are though. All right, that's it for me today. I'll be back soon with what I read in January. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.